Welcome back to another episode of Arnold's Thoughts Podcast, where we talk about life, getting it, struggle, success, greatness, all of the above. Today we're checking in from the a little recap of the Lakeland Magic Tryout. Pretty much the whole day of what happened, how it got started, just a whole little rundown. And I can say this, like, no shade to nobody, but it was crazy. It was helter-skelter. It was all over the place. If y'all want to know just the basic rundown in a nutshell, it was just crazy. Like, not crazy, but it was a lot. And what I mean by a lot, it was just like a lot of people out there trying to live their hoop dreams, and they ain't got no shame. You know what I'm saying? They're chasing their dreams. That's how I'm gonna keep it. They're chasing their dreams. So you can't knock nobody for that. I can't knock nobody for chasing their dreams, because that's what I'm forever doing, chasing mine. But there's got to be something in your heart that lets you know, like, this, like, I would not have a chance here. You know what I mean? Like, just being realistic with yourself. Like, you don't belong here. And there's nothing wrong with that. I know I don't belong in a lab, a scientist lab. I don't belong there. I could say, man, I really want to, like, develop this cure for something, but I don't belong in this lab. That's just not where I belong. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna knock anybody for what they do, what they want to do, chasing their dreams, whatever it is they want to do to pursue. So anyways, starting off in the morning, got up mad early, like always, 5:30. Get my prayer out of the way, you know what I'm saying? That'll get me in my mind, get my meditation, lock in. Then we drove to the facility, picked up a little bit of fruit, a little protein bar, just to have something in me. I can't play, for me, I can't play like with a lot on my stomach. I just need like a little protein bar, banana, and 2 bananas. I'm ready to go. I don't like all that sitting on me. Some players are different. Some people can eat a lot before. I can't. Me personally. So we get to the tryout. This episode of Arnold's Thoughts Podcast is sponsored by Boldclaims Apparel. Boldclaims. It's not just a statement, it's a lifestyle. Click the link in the bio and shop their latest apparel today. Back to the episode. And it's like, it takes me back to the days when there was just like the AAU, circuits. For anybody that's just like starting out. Like, when you first trying to like pursue your career, you always run into these camps. Always run into these camps where you just know it's something going on. There's definitely something going. Like, they take in it's money grabs. That's what we call it. That's what it looked like. It looked like a money grab. No shade to the Lakeland Magic. I could say they all, honestly, they had this facility, like, they had the coaches and the staff. They really was like locked in, being professional, trying to get guys going, trying to keep things organized, trying to keep the drills going, trying to keep it. But it was just so many people. It was ridiculous. Like, they're in one gym. So you gotta understand, it's like, it's a full court and it's 2 sideways court. It's like 4 stations, 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's like literally 30 people per station per goal, and it's like 30 people. Only 10 people could be on the basketball. 13 people on the basketball court at the same time. That's 3 refs, 10 players. You got 30 at each quadrant, like each section, like it was just, and it's like, but like the coaches and the staff, they just trying. You could just see like they was like, bro, well, I really don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to do. I can't really, like they can't control it. Like I can't do nothing. It's just too much space. It's just too much people. Like it's not enough space. It's just too much people all trying to hoop. It's like it was literally 10 teams on just one side. And each team, it was 10 sets of teams. So really like 20 teams. And we just on one side. It's ridiculous. Like, at this point, it's like, what are you looking for? But it's can't. It's like it's just too much. So, I seen that, been in this game too long. I already know what it is. You know? I already know what it is. I already know how these things move. I already know how the situations be. But that's okay. Because once you get into these situations, you got to understand it's bigger than just me showing up and getting seen. Like, you're trying your hardest to get seen, but it's just like, bro, it's just too many. Like, if you're just not like their prime candidate to get looked at beforehand, because I gotta keep it a buck. I know. All right, so I was talking to I'm gonna just cut into this little story. So I know 2 dudes that play for them. So they hit me up, they give me the rundown on what's going on, how, like, what is it gonna be like. Or like one of them, my homeboy, he let me know. He was like, yo, hit your agent up, tell him so they could be looking at you. My agent didn't hit him up. I got there, it was like, who? That's just a whole other story for another time. But I'm talking to one of the guys because I was over there. I'm here now. I'm in the room. That's how you gotta look at it. I'm in the room where there's over 100-something players in here. Somebody, regardless if I don't get on with this situation, there's somebody else in this room that can help me out in any situation that I'm trying to be. And that's what you gotta be thinking in this moment. Oh, I can't get my shot, and it's just too many people. I can't play and I can't get seen. And for the guys who paid their money, they really like, I paid my money to be here, and so that's an opportunity to start politic. What I mean, politic, and start talking. Start introducing yourself. Yes, you know what? You can play basketball. But in this game, I promise it's like 90% of it is who you know. If you know the right person in the right situation, that's what's going to get you on. You already, if you say you're good, like, I belong somewhere. Look at where you're at, like something like this tryout, as an opportunity to start networking. Just start networking. There's assistant GMs in here from the Magic. There's there's staff. There's NBA staff all around you. Even the trainer. Talk to the trainer. Trainer might know somebody that knows somebody. But everybody was so focused on the basketball part. Once you start seeing what's going on around you, it's just like, okay, yes, there's a lot of players here. There's like absolutely no way to get any reps to really just be like, show what I can do. I got, saying to Eminem, you only get one shot. You feel me? Like, make an opportunity in the situation where you're at. Make your way in to somebody. Make yourself noticeable. Like, how do you stand out in 100 people, 125 people? How do you stand out? I think that's what we gotta focus more on. How do you stand out in a crowd, like in the crowd of people who are all fighting for one thing? Because you gotta think about it. They have their team already. We looked up their roster. Me and my homeboy looked up their roster before we even went to the tryout. They have their full roster already. This is their second tryout, And like they just had one last week. Now they're having another one this week. So that lets you know, like, they already have their roster. So if it was 125 people this time, and let's just say 80 people that time, so over 200 people, over 200 people in a day, 2 days. For a team that's already got their spot already, their roster's up. You know? So how do you go into this situation and get something out of it? How do you get something out of that situation? You got to start thinking, oh man, because they're telling you, hey, we're looking at guys' body languages. We're looking at their body languages. They're looking at how they move around, like how they interact with people. How do you talk with people? How's your energy on the sideline? Well, when there's 125 people in there, and the energy is going to be pretty rocking because they're all fighting for a spot. You know, here. It's literally, one thing I liked about it, it was literally like, it was 125 dog, like, starving dogs, and you threw one piece of chicken out there. Just threw one piece of chicken out there. Matter of fact, you threw two. There's two sides playing basketball. So you threw two balls, threw two pieces of chicken in the front of 125 wolves. People were fighting, scrapping. Like, I appreciated that. I appreciated seeing over 100 people at least fighting for something, you know. They had some cats out there that was just like, come on, bro. Like, I'm talking about, I wish I could just explain to you, like, it's like, are you serious, bro? Like, are you serious? They had dudes out there doing handstands in the, like, listen to what I'm telling you. Doing handstands. They was doing handstands in the middle of the drills. I don't know. What are we doing here? When you start looking around, like, what are we doing here? Like, this, what are we allowing at this point? And there's, you know, some guys in there just talking and like, man, I'm not getting no shots up. I'm not getting this. And I'm like, let's be honest. Be honest. Markel Fultz was sitting over there on the sideline. He looked like he was injured, like an ankle or something. I don't know. I don't want to say nothing that's not true. I just seen him had a boot on. Right? So I'm like, I'm talking to one of the guys in the drill, one of the players, and I was like, think about it for a second. Got Markel Fultz, that was the #1 draft pick, sitting right there on the sideline. He's a backup. He's the backup point guard. Cole Anthony's the starting point guard. From the last I know. Do you think that you coming out here and dribbling, you're gonna take the ball out of his hands? Like, you're gonna take his job? Or are you gonna take Cole Anthony's job? He's the backup. And not even including his backup that's in G League that they're training so he can go behind him. So why would you come here thinking that if I cross over and try to take 1-on-5, I'm just putting their perception in their mind to just think differently. Like, they're not looking for people to teach basketball to. When you're on that level, you're not teaching people to teach basketball to because they should already, I can't teach that. There's not enough time. We have to move quick. I don't have time to teach you. These things should be already in you. Rotations, good passing. Like, the people, we had doing drills of left hand pass, right hand pass. And it's like people were throwing it, catching the ball, like I wanted to know, like, what really went on in their heads, or who made the flyer and was like, yeah, Lakeland G League Tryouts, I'm signing up. I am never knocking nobody's dreams, but it's just like, You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have some type of awareness of. It's like if you could see some of the guys that are out there, it's just like, you have no business out here. You have no business out here. It didn't even make sense. It didn't even make sense how many people were there. And I'm like, bro, you don't belong out here. And I'm not even hating, but I'm like, come on. But, like I say, that's why you got to look around for the other opportunities. I'm looking around other opportunities. Who can I talk to that knows somebody? Like, you got to understand what room you're in. You got to understand who's around. You just got to introduce yourself. Just something. Get used to introducing yourself to people in your field. It's like who you know. Make yourself known other than what you're there to do. Everybody here, okay, it's a tryout. We know it's like for a G League team with status. So there's a lot of people who's gonna come out, and a lot of times you're gonna find a lot of people that can play. So how can I stand out other than just my play? How can I stand out other than just basketball aspect? I got to be able to stand out some other ways to even get in the door. Because the basketball part is literally the second part of it. How do you get in front of that part to even get seen? Like, everybody's coming here to play basketball. But how can I stand out outside of basketball? Who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to, figure like, I need to do some more networking, because somebody might know somebody that I need to talk to. There's 125 people in this joint. Somebody knows somebody that I can talk to, that I can get on with. So we gotta really, or I feel like that's what what I was going into it with. I was going into it like, okay, I see what it is. Let me network. But to see that much people fighting, regardless of what it was, but and I'm talking about, they was out there fighting and scrapping. Like, it was just to the point like, bro, this is like dangerous, bro. It's just too many people who are wild. Like, I gotta show out. I gotta get mine, man. I gotta put on. I gotta get me a bucket. That's how it was. Everybody was trying so hard to get a bucket and not really thinking on the other end of it, But it was a lot of fight and energy in there. And I appreciated being in a situation to see a bunch of people going after something like, fighting. They just shows you, like, no matter what, like, that's literally life, bro. You gotta go head in and fight for like a piece of chicken, dog, with 100 wars, 200, fighting for one piece. You're gonna get knocked out, you're gonna get hit, you're gonna get tore up. That's why they got the bleachers on the sideline. You go, you sit, you recoup, you get some water, you jump back in the fight. Because you gotta eat. It's a one look, I gotta eat, so I gotta fight. You cannot be in the fight. You have to be in the fight. I seen one of the dudes I knew. He was a younger guy trying to find his way, playing in minor leagues, playing in pro-ams, trying to start his career overseas. Let me see if I can get on with it. He can play. He has an opportunity, but just because it doesn't seem like, man, I'm not finna get seen out here. This is crazy. This is too much people. So you're going to sit on the sideline? You don't know who's there that might see you just by somebody recommended. Yeah, I seen him at the G League tryout. Yeah, that was my guy. Yeah, he was sitting on the sidelines, not locked into the game. Like, yeah, it was some BS. Yeah, it wasn't what it was supposed to be, but why would you not stay locked in? That just shows how much your hunger is. You feel like you better than this. Somebody say, come give me a try, and you're like, well, it ain't good enough try for me, so I'm just not even gonna participate. That everybody out there fighting and scrapping and playing, even though they didn't know I respected them. But why? Because they were fighting for. That's basically like they were fighting for their lives. That's really what they were doing, fighting for a chance. The ones who sat on the sideline and said, "I'm done," you ain't really fighting. You sitting on the side, and guess what that's gonna get you? At least you have a chance when you're in the fight. At least you have a chance when you're in the fight. As long as you're sitting on the sidelines, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're gonna be right there, going nowhere, cause there ain't nothing on the sidelines. You're gonna be sitting in one place, just like life. You're sitting in one place. You're in one place. At least get in the fight. Just get in the fight. That's pretty much the recap for what I got. It was just a different experience. I just took what I could take out of it to make me, advance in my career. How can I use this experience to advance in my career? How can I use this to network with some people and get something different? It's time to start. Don't always think of basketball. Oh man, I gotta come show what I gotta do. Learn the game fully. Learn the networking side. Learning the people you need to talk to. Learning what situations you're in when you're going into different rooms with people. That's the key. Knowing the right people is the key to getting on. You gotta know the right people. That's the biggest key of this game. Knowing the right people. If you know the right person can get you on. You could be half decent. You could be barely just okay, but if you know the right person at the right time, but you think that they're just gonna come to you, they're straight. You gotta go to them. That's part of this game. Letting that humility out. Like, hey man, it don't matter. I need to go and talk with this person. I'm gonna introduce myself at least. Just be friendly. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for the opportunity, man. I appreciate it. Have a smile on. Be energetic. Be like, you can't let that. What are you here for? If it is to just be like, just to say I'm on this team and this like that, you're gonna lose because you're in it for the wrong reason. So you got to stay locked into your reasons for why you're even doing this. That's a part of it, We're learning all the keys to the game, not just the basketball, what I can do, when can I cross somebody over, can I dunk on somebody. Learn how to talk to people. Learn who to talk to. This road of being a professional is not like they just hand you over a silver platter. This is the steps you need to take. No, we got to start figuring out things on our own. Why am I in this situation? What are they looking for in this situation? Everybody thinks I'm coming here to show how great I am. They're looking for something specific, but you have to understand that before going into it. You got to understand that before you even go into that situation. So that was my experience from the tryout. It was a great experience. I want to thank the Lakeland staff and owners for just, having that opportunity for people to come in and at least try to chase their dreams. And they was professional. The coach was there shaking hands. They were talking to people. They were interacting. It was very, very professional, and I really appreciated them for that. We got to start taking things out of situations that we can so we can enjoy, so we can learn from them. Understand this is a learning experience, and what can I learn from it instead of what I didn't get from it, what they ain't give to me. They ain't give me this, and I didn't get it. What can you take from them, from the experience that they allowed to happen? What can you learn from that, from this experience? What can I take from this? How can this help me get further? Who can I talk to about this? You know what I mean? That's the growth part that we got to start accumulating. That'll get you further in your career. Better than your 3-point shot. I can promise you that. So that's all we got for tonight. That's my little recap of the game, of the tryout. And I enjoyed it, man. Remember, always apply the 88 rule to your life. And this episode of the Warren's Thoughts podcast is sponsored by Boldclaims Apperal, where it's not just a statement, but it's a lifestyle. Till next time.